This is now episode 6 of Hold Me to the Hoard. If you're interested in any of the stuff you see, you can leave a comment down below. If you have questions, you can leave a comment down below. And I am also here to learn, so some of the stuff I'll be sharing with you I don't have a lot of information on, but if you have some more, you can leave it in the comments down below. So feel free to use those comments. Also, I believe right on one of the corners, either here or here, there will be a little red box. You can click on that and subscribe. Make sure that you also hit the bell, because that's what will actually alert you the next time I post a video here on YouTube. So I'm gonna go through here what we've got, and it's really an eclectic bunch. We've got some Christmas, we've got books, we've got games, we've got artwork, we've got photographs. So we'll get started, and I'm gonna start with a photograph. It's actually a baby portrait that I have that I found. And I don't grab a lot of pictures. I only grab them if they're a really interesting subject or they're hysterical. Like sometimes you have like the baby that won't cooperate, or you know, the particularly angry looking person and a bunch of people that are having fun, or some other nostalgic feature in there, maybe a landmark or a place. But this one was just a very cute, super chubby baby with these beautiful like light eyes. They look like they must have been like blue. Of course, it's a black and white photo, so you can't really tell what color, but you can see the really light eyes and that awesome curly hair, and then the belly and those awesome thighs. Those awesome baby thighs. So I just loved this picture because of the innocence and just the cuteness of that super chubs baby. I don't know where to go next. I have so many things of so many different styles. So I guess we'll stick with the baby theme, sort of. This is sort of baby theme. I have this little mug with the hedgehog that I think it's a hedgehog or a groundhog. It's maybe a hedgehog. I like to think it's a hedgehog. So it's a cute little mug. The handle is textured and shaped like a tree branch, maybe. The mug is like an off-white, and it has this detail along the bottom with the triangles. Looks like leaves. If you look close, there looks like there are lines in there like leaves. And then this cute little yellow flower. But there is, on the bottom, you can tell there's age. There is also a sticker on there that says made in Korea, which I think would date it like 1960s or 70s, or it might even be later. Like, I'm also thinking this could be 1980s. I have not done any research. I just really fell in love with the little forest creature, and I liked it enough that I said I'm gonna have that. And now I'm thinking I'm gonna share it with you. So there's our little hedgehog. And then inside the little hedgehog was this bag, because I like to shove things inside of other containers and hide things from myself. This is a cute little porcelain dog. Looks like what are the Arendelle Terrier it looks like. Could also be like a little wire hair terrier. I have little fur niece and nephew. This guy kind of resembles, and they're like a cross between wire hair terrier and Jack Russell's, I think. So he's like kind of an ambiguous terrier. Very cute. Anyway, it's probably Germany or it's probably Japan. It's one or the other. I'm gonna say it's probably most likely Japan. But he's got both his ears, he's got his full snout and his full tail, and no chips on. Oh, I lie. He's got one chip on his little foot right there, but it's really hard to see. And once he's standing, you don't really see it at all. So there he is. Cute little doggy. All right, put him back in the cup. Next up we have, I love this box. If you like primitive and country decor. Oh, I haven't been giving you prices again. I'm sorry. So everything I've just shown you I think cost me 50 cents. The little dog, I'll probably, I don't know, those little figurines usually are like $8, $10, $12. Depends on what my research shows about like how many there are of that kind of dog or that breed. So I have to look and see. And the mug, I have no idea. I'm gonna guess like maybe $8 or $10 because I know so little about it, so I'm not really sure. But definitely I think I paid 50 cents each, and I got them at the, I think both those came from the 100 Mile Yard sale. But this is a Harmonica Box. And it has a paper graphic on it. So it's a little wooden box, like balsam wood, the light wood. It does have dovetail joints. You can see there's some water stain there, some stain from liquids, but it's got the dovetail joints, and then on the front is still the paper label, and that is done in like off-white and blue and black. So you can see it says #1 Clover Harmonica, and it's got a picture of, or I'm so sorry, harmonophone, not harmonica, harmonophone, totally different instrument. But you can see there's a picture of what it would have looked like. I have not ever seen one in real life. When I did do the research right after I got this, one in a box I think goes for somewhere around $100. I have not looked to see if just the box, what just the box is selling for, but I paid about $3 for this. I'm just trying to see if I can read the very best made, it says, and it is trademark registered, so that's all I can find on the detail for now. But it's a really cool box. If you have a musical friend, somebody who plays instruments, a music teacher, teachers love these kinds of little tchotchkes. It would look great on a desk to throw, like, you know, your paper clips, your pens and pencils in. It's just an empty box, so you could use it for just about anything you wanted to, including if you had a harmonophone that you needed to store. I got you. Here's your box. So, a couple puzzles. The first one, and I paid $2 a piece for these, and I haven't counted the pieces yet to make sure they're all here. But I will do that before I list them, because I never intend to misrepresent anything. But this first one I love. It is Washington Returns to Mount Vernon is the picture. There you can see what the picture is. And the finished picture is 10 by 13. So that's pretty big puzzle in this little box. So I love this for the fact that it still exists and we can still assemble it, but I also love it for display. I'm gonna be very careful trying to get this price tag off. I paid $2 for it. I'm going to be very careful and try not to damage any of the image on the front, because I think it's really also a cool display piece, especially if you're into historical memorabilia. So, but one thing I love about this puzzle is that it doesn't have that glossy finish. So all the pieces are matte, so they're basically like matte paper covered little pieces, but they don't have that shiny, glossy sheen. So when it's put together, it's going to look just as vintage as it actually is. It won't look like a brand new puzzle. It'll look like an old piece of artwork. Love this. These puzzles, I haven't looked these up. I'm going to guess somewhere around like 10 to 15, maybe 12. It really depends on the subject matter, which I haven't done any research on. So I don't know what the competition is like out there for this puzzle, but hopefully it's all there. Paid $2, probably listed somewhere around 10. And then this is a cool one. This is an American Airlines airplane made by a company called JMAR. So this is really neat airplane memorabilia or air travel memorabilia. So it says over 300 pieces and every piece locks. So I guess they just really wanted us to know that the puzzle won't fall apart. This one does not have measurements for its size once it's assembled, or maybe it does on this end. No measurements, but it is made in the USA. American Airlines memorabilia, airplane memorabilia, really cool. Like it. I love the box. I love the color and the graphics. Very cool for even display. A cool book. I'm sure it's a cowboy novel called The Valley of Wanted Men. There you go. There's the cover, red linen, a really nice red linen cover by E.B. Mann. This is the kind of book like you want to decorate your vintage bookshelves. It does have some wear. There you see it's torn a little bit. But for me, this book is less about collecting vintage literature and more about like the cool title, the look and feel of the cover. It also might be a great story. I just haven't read it. The pages are yellowing and browning. It's written by E.B. Man. I don't know if I said that. Inside is this cool map, which I guess shows us the Valley of Wanted Men. This is the particular location. Now, location-wise, I tried to look at this and do a little bit of research and figure out, because I wanted, if it's like took place in Colorado, I want to appeal to people in Colorado. And if it took place in Kansas, I want to tell everybody in Kansas I have this cool book about a story that happened in Kansas. But guess what? Some of these sites are in Kansas. I thought I saw that some of them are in Nebraska. Some of it is Colorado. Yeah, so, and a little bit of it also appeared to potentially be in New Mexico. And I know those places are all somewhat close together, but I don't think they can be demonstrated all on one map of this size. So either I'm really bad at my geography, or maybe I just need to look into it a little more, but I don't know where the story takes place. I haven't read that far into it. But I love the color. It's a really great color. I love the title, The Valley of Wanted Men. Probably most def a cowboy story. So there you have that for your bookshelf. And then I have this cool ice cream scoop. This is produced by Bonnie Company. I paid, it says $2, but I probably didn't. I probably paid $1. It is a very cool orange color. It is metal painted orange. The paint has started to come off, but most things, I like that about most things, because it says like, hey, I wasn't born yesterday. And it has, I'm gonna sniff it, because if it's Bakelite, then if I rub it and get it warmed up a little bit, it might smell a certain way and tell me that it's Bakelite. Or it might just be plastic. It's definitely not lucite, but this might be Bakelite. This could be Bakelite. Let me see. Having trouble telling, but on the bottom, not gonna be able to see that either. On the bottom of the handle, it's marked Bonnie Products, New York. It's got this orange, like I said, plastic, maybe Bakelite handle, cool orange paint. I paid $1. I'm probably gonna list this around 12 or 14. Maybe just a tad bit higher, because I have found others, but not the same color. So most others that I found have been yellow or white. I saw a brown one. I have not seen like head to toe orange yet. So that makes it maybe a little more desirable, a little more interesting. So this one I'll probably list like, I don't know, anywhere 10 to 15 maybe. So that is that cool ice cream scoop. For your ice cream enthusiast, ice cream loving friends, there's their scoop, their new scoop. Next up, I've got this nice little painting. I've been on a streak of miniature artwork and miniature paintings, and I really like this one. I mean, I really liked all of them. That's why I grabbed them. This appears to be oil on canvas. So I see the texture of canvas, and then it's kind of shiny. See that sheen? Which tells me that it's probably acrylic and not oil, because my understanding of the difference of the two, and don't cite me on your research paper, but I've heard, rumor has it, that if it's oil, sometimes it tends to be more dull than an acrylic. So I can see paint strokes, I can see buildup of the paint, like thickness of paint on there. They look like daisies and mums or chrysanthemums. And it's signed down in the corner there in blue. It looks like it says Manson. And then it's in this beautiful wood gold frame. So the gold metallic frame is in really great shape. It does have a great back on it. It's sealed tight. It's got an old wire on it. You might want to replace the wire, but it's pretty lightweight, so that one will probably do the trick. But I love the color of this. I love the colors in it. Again, it's signed by Manson. I don't know who that is, but I'll do some more research. Perhaps I should start researching before I get on here and try and tell you all about stuff. I just love it. It's really cute. It would be really nice if you're doing like a collage or a collection in your entryway or a hallway. It's really pretty. I like it. It says summer, it says spring, it says fall, it says all the seasons except for winter. But would definitely cheer you up during the winter months. And then on the back you saw my Goodwill sticker, $1.97. I probably paid that. The frame's also in good shape. The paint is pretty solid on there. It's still in good condition. I'll probably list this for I don't know, maybe 15 or 18. It's in really great condition. There's no damage on the actual painting. Sometimes there are scratches and stuff, especially with the stuff you find at Goodwill, because it gets knocked around and tossed around a lot. But I like the pinks, the reds, the yellows, the whites. It's pretty versatile subject matter and colors, and so I'll probably list it like around 15, 18. Maybe 20, but probably 15 or 18. If I had a set, I'd go like maybe 25. But again, solid wood frame. I love that. I hate when I find something really pretty in like a chintzy plastic frame, but it's solid wood, framed really well. Got that little acrylic. All right, let's go back to games. I have, well, games and then this other thing, which I don't know what it is yet because I haven't opened it. But I have Tiddlywinks. Tiddlywinks, pretty popular game over the years. Not so much anymore. This version is put out by Whitman. You can see their name up there. You can see there's a little bit of damage to the box. Looks like some creasing, like that age-old problem of somebody probably like put their arm on it or put some weight on it and creased the box. But otherwise the box is sturdy. It's got some corner wear, things like that, but look at the graphics. Beautiful. If you have a vintage space in these types of colors, similar to my kitchen here, maybe I should put this in my, no, I don't need more stuff sitting around my kitchen and dining room. But these are really awesome vintage colors. Inside is still the Tiddlywinks game board and some chips. There's a little plastic cup in the center. I don't know how many chips were originally in here or how many are supposed to be in here, but this is all I've got right here. So it seems to me there are probably a few missing. But there we have it. Then in the center it says wink in cup counts 50 points or 50. So I guess the tiddly is the throwing and the winks are the chips. So throwing chips. I haven't officially looked up the word tiddly, but these are my context clues. Very cool. This would be really cool for a nursery, a little kid's room, up high on a shelf where they can't, destroy it, but it still makes their room look bright and cheery. A few more things. So I have this very pretty box, tin metal box, with these gorgeous painted flowers. So we've got yellow, blue, and it's like a coral pink, red color. I feel like everything that I show you guys is the same as the colors in my dining room. It's just what I'm attracted to, I guess. I think this is an old candy tin. I paid $1 for it. There is some rust and corrosion of the metal. There is definitely some wear of the paint. The lid works well, seals tight, comes off and on easy. There are no dents, no bends. There is some missing paint. Like I said, there's a closer gander at it. Some missing paint, but really cute display piece. You could put your pins, your sewing pins, things like that. Keep your cash stash in here in a drawer or something. I don't know, you could use it for anything. Just don't use it for food because it's rusty and yucky inside unless it's food that's all wrapped up already. I love that. I love the colors and I love the flowers and I love that it works. I love boxes and anything that has lids that still work well. Makes me happy. All right, I told you in one of the previous videos, you hear that? Jingle, jingle, jingle. One of the previous videos, I shared some knee hugger elves ornaments and I said I had a few of them. I already have a few listed in my shop. Here are two more. So I feel like this is kind of a rerun of last time. I have this kind of guy with little ears and his hat. These are probably 12-inch knee huggers when they're unwrapped. Both of them are gonna have a hanger on them already, so you can put them right on the tree. I like to sit these around my tree and on my mantle during the holiday, but I've also seen trees completely decorated with knee hugger ornaments, and it is pretty darn cute. So if you're trying to get there and get enough of these guys to fill a tree, here you go. This one I love because he's giggling. I love that he's laughing, and his eyes are like closed in the laugh because he's laughing so darn hard. He also has a striped hat with a little pipe cleaner rim, and then the little bell on top, some glitter on his collar. So he's a little more decorative, has a little more going on. His cheeks are bright red because he's laughing so hard. He's got those great big elf ears. I really like him. I always look at things more closely before I list them to make sure I don't miss stuff. But I don't see a tag. I don't even see like where a tag used to be and then it got chopped off. I don't even see that. He probably had a sticker. He probably had a label that stuck to his butt, said made in Japan, and then probably told where it was distributed through. So here's that guy. He is ready for Christmas, and I'm telling you, I am about there as well. I'm getting there. Getting there. And then this guy has little stain on his sleeve. Again, no, there's some fuzz, a little bit of soil on the back, but nothing. I mean, he's not faded. He's in good condition. Looks like he's missing his little ball off the top of his hat maybe, but he's got his hanger. Do not see markers, no markings on this one either. Don't see a label. Again, he's about 12 inches, so they're the same but different. I'll get those listed. You can pick which one you love the best. Again, I have others. I have like a white one right now. I actually have one that's like rainbow stripes that I don't think I listed yet because I'm still doing research. I've never seen one like it, so I'm still researching him, but I'll probably get him up before Christmas. But there you go. Got two of those fellas with me now. And then finally, the last thing I have to show you, nope, I lie. I have a few more things back here. A few more things. I've got this Transferware plate. I snagged it at the Goodwill for $1. I don't think that it's super, I think it's pretty common. It's a pretty common design. I forget what it's called, but it has something to do with onions. If you look right there, there's an image that looks like onion. It's something onion. I forget what. But if you are trying to put together like a whole collection of the blue and white, either Delft blue or just the blue and white china, here's a good steal for you. So I picked it up for $1. I'll probably list it for somewhere around $8. It does have some condition issues. It is marked Staffordshire on the back, and it's onion something. I don't remember what the pattern's called, but it does say onion on there. It does say Staffordshire. It's got a number, 7681. It says England, but it also has some condition issues. So there's a chip that's been glued back together. What's nice about the repair job and the chip itself is that it didn't come through to the other side. So that blemish is solely on the back. So when you hang it and display it, it will not show through. The other thing I like about this is that it came with the plate hanger. So I will throw that in as well, and then it's ready to go up. I think this is right side up for this design. It's kind of like a plant planted in the ground with all these pretty florals. It reminds me of crewel. Like these are the kinds of patterns you see in crewel a lot. And then it has the onions on the edges, and I love onions, but not enough to like decorate with them. But again, awesome blue and white. Transferware. This is not hand painted. This is a transfer, and there's lots of crazing. So that can be yours for your wall. All right. And then I've got this little duck. I don't know what he's made out of. He's a baby toy. He's missing his feet. His feet are long gone. Well, he's missing a foot. I'm sure he didn't have much of feet. But he's still got his beak. He's still got his face. He's got eyes, white painted eyes. I think he's painted vinyl, leather. I don't know. I'm not sure. But he's an old baby toy, stuffed, but like this impermeable material on the outside. or maybe it's just fabric painted. It could just be fabric and painted. There you can see the paint's coming off, the paint is crackling. He's definitely pretty rustic and primitive. His beak seems to be made out of something that is plastic-ish, like vinyl maybe. I don't know, I'm gonna look into him a little more, make sure I have more information before I list him, but this is about how big he is, if you like that little blue bird. And now finally, so I love this piece. This is a fortune-telling teacup. So if you look there, you see you've got the zodiacs, and these appear to be transfers. I doubt they're hand painted that small, that many different little characters. In the middle is a clover. So you've got all the zodiacs. Then on the inside of this, you have different symbols. There's a bird cage with a bird in it. There's a snake. Looks like mountains and a road. There's a knife. And there you can see a knife. There's a glove, maybe. A key, a fan, a church, an apple. And a few things I can't really tell what they are. And then along the edge it says, "Perchance this cup will show it thee, wouldst thy fortune like to see." And the idea here is that it's a little teacup, and you put the hot water in there, and then you use the loose tea leaves, and however they read tea leaves, wherever the leaves float to, congregate to, I don't know the specifics, I don't have directions for this thing. It tells your fortune and tells you about what will happen in your future. These are pretty sought after, pretty popular. I paid, I think, $3 to $5. I wouldn't have paid more than $5, so I paid $3 to $5 for this. Well, I'll show you that in a minute. It does have a condition issue. These can go for like $30 to $60. I'm guessing that I'll be listing this one at the lower end of that range after I do a little research, because it has a cracked or split handle. Now, it appears to be a crack all the way through, if you can see the lines. So the crack lines go all the way through. However, there's no separation here and there's no separation here. So somehow it broke there and was repaired there maybe, but I don't really see any glue residue, which would be hard to fix that without like dripping glue. So I'm not really sure what's going on this handle. It's definitely a break, it definitely goes clear through, but again, it didn't break where it's attached to the actual cup. So I don't know how to assess that damage. I would imagine it does make it a bit more fragile and delicate. Like, you'd want to be careful with it, probably not use it, display it only. But I definitely will give credit when I price it that there is damage there. I just don't understand the damage. I've never seen a break quite like that before. That brings us to the end of today's hoard. So we are down another box. So we'll finish the stuff in the dining room in probably about 3 or 4 more episodes, and then we'll get to the stuff in the garage, and then pretty soon I'm going to be going to the Christmas auction, and then we'll just be doing probably Christmas shows for a while, all Christmas vintage. So if you're interested, keep checking back. Make sure that you subscribe. I don't know which corner it's in. I gotta figure that out. But make sure that you hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell as well. That will make sure that you get a message, some type of an alert anytime that I post a new video. If you could also please make sure that you like this video. You can even go back and like some of the previous videos. I'm trying to get up in the, I'm just trying to get some exposure, and it's not super easy to do to me, so every little bit that you can do to help, I appreciate. So definitely like this video. You can go back and watch previous videos if you haven't seen them already, or go back and like them. And I guess that is all for today. Thanks again for coming back, and I hope to see you in the next video.